Hi there, everybody. It is me, Random Robin, and I am back with another tier list. Today we are doing Generation 6. Almost forgot. Now, I was tempted to make this kind of a double one where I was going to do 6 and 7 because 6 is just so small. Like, ends right here. Like, this is it right there. And 7 isn't much bigger, but it is bigger. Like 7 goes to about here where Melmetal is. So, they're not too much bigger than each other, but I decided I'll just keep it down to the Gen 6, so this will be a shorter one. Anyway, to be honest, I didn't care too much for Gen 6. Like, there was some winners in it for sure, but for the most part, there was a lot of meh. Like, to be honest, the Chespin line, all kind of meh. Like, actually, here I like Quilladin better than Chespin for sure. That's one of those. The middle stage is actually better. And then Chestnut, I don't really care about Chestnut. Fennekin. It's not Fennekin. What? Have I forgotten this thing? It is Fennekin, isn't it? Yeah. Don't really care about Fennekin. Here's one that's gonna get me some like raised eyebrows. Definitely like Braixen. Like up here. Easy. The little witch's broom tail is kind of a win. Not for the reasons people think. Delphox is alright, but like not amazing. Like I like it less than Braixen. But it's still cool. Froakie, I never really cared about Froakie itself. Frogadier. Greninja obviously is just good. Both it and Ash Greninja. I don't really care about Ash Greninja as much. Like, it's cool, but I just don't like that they really specified it in-game as Ash Greninja. You know, it could have just been like Battle Bond Greninja rather than Ash Greninja. But I get it. It's a nod to the anime. And then, actually, yeah, normal Greninja, especially Shiny, would be like better. Actually, you know what? Let me do this, because to be honest, yeah. Greninja is definitely on the top tier. Ash Greninja I don't like as much. I just don't like that it's Ash Greninja, but it's still cool. Bunnelby, don't really care. Bunnelby. Diggersby, same thing, like whatever. Now, the Fletchling line automatically just gets some brownie points because it's called the Tiny Robin. What can I say? I'm biased. It's also the first. It was the first Gen 6 Mon that I caught as a shiny, so it kind of. Well, actually, I caught a full-on Talonflame shiny, but it was like, wait, no, it was a Fletchling. I'm just trying to remember how I got a hold of the Fletchling. It was. I might have done it in Sun and Moon, but I think it was just a lucky like, hey, look, there's a Fletchling. Apparently these are, oh yeah, the songs that are playing by the way are like traditional Japanese versions of battle themes. If you hadn't noticed, I meant to keep the Cynthia one on repeat, but oops. Anyway, why can't I remember this little bugger's name? It's not Spupa, is it? No, the middle phage is Spupa. Am I gonna have to actually look this one up? Hang on. I actually forgot his name. Like, that's the thing. He's... Oh, no, Scatterbug. That's right. Scatterbug. I remembered it. I didn't have to look it up. See, that's the thing. Gen 6, like, most of Gen 6, I just didn't really care about. Like, I remember most of their names, but it's like, whatever. You know, none of them really wrote home to me. So, like, yeah, Scatterbug, the entire Scatterbug line. Actually, you know what? Spupa, I do like Spupa just a little bit more. I like his, like, little... I like what he's got going on with the, like, his design. He looks cool. Litleo, don't really care. He looks just a little too derpy. The Pyroars, I'll be honest, in this case, the male does look better to me. but only because it has the full mane. I don't care for, like, I honestly think female Pyroar would have looked better without any of the mane at all. Just bald. I think it genuinely would have looked better without that, like, strand of mane. Flabebe, you almost can't tell what it is half the time because the way it's designed. Floette's kind of cute, but nothing to write home. Florges is definitely on the higher point here. Like, yep. It's not best, is it? Yeah, that's not best. It's definitely up there, though. Skidoo, I will say I recently got a shiny Skidoo on Scarlet, and it was totally by accident. It was kind of cool, though. I do like Go-Goat a little better. Go-Goat's like, it's a solid design. It's just a solid goat, you know? It's not the goat, but it is a goat. Don't really care for Pancham. He's alright, but, you know, I'm not gonna lie, this music makes me think of the game Okami. If anyone hasn't played that yet, I highly recommend it. And you make sure to get it for, like, the Switch, because of motion controls. Because I guarantee you that game just feels better through motion controls. Like, for the Wii, it sucked because the Wii wouldn't always track. But it still felt better than playing it on the PlayStation. Because of the motion controls made it just feel more interactive. But definitely give it a try. The art style is beautiful. I mean, it's like water. Pardon me. It's like watercolor. It's just, it's all good looking. Animation-wise, the talking animation's kind of whatever, but everything else about it's good. Also, Pangoro, I actually really dig Pangoro. It's pretty badass. It's just a big badass panda bear. Pancham itself, though, I just don't care about. Furfrou, it's just a. I'm surprised I don't have all the other forms of Furfrou on here, but it's just a dog. It's just a. What's the word? Not a poodle. Esper, I kind of like because he looks like he has seen some shit. Like, look at those eyes. He has seen some things. You know what I'm saying? He's seen things and can never come back from it. Meowstic. I almost said Meowscarada because it's similar, but I don't really care. Actually, you know what? The female one's kind of cute. It's got like a nice design. And then the male one's just scruffy. It's just like a scruffy tomcat looking thing, so. To be honest, they look more like bunnies when they open their ears. Let's see, Honedge. Don't really care about Honedge or Doublade, because it's just, they're literally just straight up fucking swords. Like, that's the thing with Aegislash. At least Aegislash has something going for it, but like defense mode, you can't even see half of its design. And then battle mode, it's like, they're just straight up swords, and then the other one's got a shield for itself. You're like, nothing crazy. That looks like music might be stopped. Oh, oops. No, there it goes. Alright, I guess now that we're like halfway through, we'll chill down the music. Spritzy, don't really care about. Aromatisse, meh. Swirlix, and Slurpuff. Actually, I like Slurpuff because of its shiny. It has like a nice chocolate shiny, but that's like the one thing it's got going for it for me. Inkay, I like Inkay because by all technicality, he is always upside down. If you flip his sprite right there upside down, it'll look like he's looking down at something, rather than him looking up. His evolution method is also the weirdest one, where you have to straight up flip your device upside down for it to count for an evolution. Which I didn't know. I had like a level 60 Inkay trying to figure it out, and then I finally looked it up. Like, I was trying to use every stone, every possible evolution item, everything that could be held item. I traded one over to a different game for trade evolution, thinking that was it. No, hold your device upside down upon the level of evolution, and it will become a Malamar. So, honestly, for its weird evolution and the fact that he's just always floating upside down, I kind of like him. And I do like Malamar too. Like, they're nice squid Pokemon. Malamar feels like the evil villain in a show, just because apparently its whole gimmick is that it will mind control everybody and take over the world. Binacle. And oh, pardon me. Apparently got some dust in my nose or something. Anyway. Barbaracle and Binacle are just gross. I don't like them. I think Binacle's worse between the two, but they're both just gross to me. Skrelp. He's a cute little seahorse. Whoops. Dropped him. Skrelp. Yeah, Skrelp's just a cute little seahorse. Nothing overly crazy. And then Dragalge. I like Dragalge a little bit more, but it's like, I've barely seen Dragalge since it's entered the world of Pokemon. Like, I've never seen it in use for competitive. Barely seen it in any games but, like, Sun and Moon and Gen 6. X and Y. But I've never really seen it do anything otherwise. Like, I don't. Wait, it didn't even return to Gen 7, did it? I can't remember Gen 7's like local Pokedex. Clauncher, he's just a cute little lobster, nothing special. Clawitzer, the name is what gets it for me. Like, he's not much better than Clauncher, but the fact that his name is Clawitzer is cool. But again, nothing major. Helioptile, it's okay, it's cute. Nothing crazy. Heliolisk, I like better. Heliolisk at least has that like frilled lizard design. Plus, he looks like just a happy lizard. So that's a win for me. Okay, here we go. Best fossil Pokemon by far. Tyrant and Tyrantrum. They're literal T-Rexes, and I'm all about it. Bam. If for whatever miracle Tyrantrum gets to come to Gen 9 through the Pokemon Home update, I am 100% putting one in the game and making it part of any competitive team I make. Easy. Hey, let me check Hisuians, because I know there's like at least 2 or 3 Gen 6 Hisuians. Okay, yeah, there's the Goomy, or Sliggoo, Goodra, and Avalugg. Okay. Pardon me. Oh, pardon me. Anyway, second best fossils, other than like Aerodactyl or something, easily. The fact that these ones are the fossil Pokemon that look like actual dinosaurs is what gets me the most. Like, they look the most dinosaur compared to any other fossils, except for like Aerodactyl. Like, at least Aerodactyl looks like a pterodactyl, but like these 4 are the most dinosaur looking fossils in the games so far, and I'm all about it. Like, I was so happy to see that they exist. Sylveon, I know why it exists, and it is cute. Like, it's an evolution. It definitely gets brownie points for that alone. But it was to also celebrate the income of the new typing, so. But it's sadly probably going to be the last evolution ever, because I don't think Pokemon's ever going to go any further than what they've done with the evolutions. You think they would? You think they would just bite the bullet and just dump out some evolutions, but Hawlucha, I actually really like Hawlucha. I like his whole like Mexican wrestler design, and his shiny version is even cooler. Like, I kind of don't like what they did with the mouth, because it's supposed to be a bird, but they got his mouth like down here that isn't part of the beak. Like, you think it would just be a beak, like a normal bird beak, but it's more like he's not really a bird, but more he's trying to look like a bird. So, kind of interesting. Dedenne, it looks more mousy than Pikachu, which is kind of nice, but it's still just a Pika clone. Like, it comes to B. Yeah, it's just a Pika clone at the end of the day. Carbink is cool, but nothing really to write home about. Goomy, I kind of like Goomy. Goomy's cute, but again, nothing really to write home about. Like, it can always go in B. Sliggoo, I don't care for Sliggoo. Like, even Hisuian's Sliggoo, which is down here, is an improvement because of the shell, but it's the face. I don't like the Sliggoo face. The shell's an improvement, but the Sliggoo face is just bad. Goodra, though, is cool. Like, normal Goodra is pretty good. I like Goodra, even though it's just a big snail dragon, but that's still kind of cool. And then Hisuian, which is back down here. My nose is all stuffy today. Hisuian Goodra, I love how they did the shell. And he also looks way more chill. Like, he looks very happy to be alive. Like, hey guys, how's it going? I'm just Goodra. Alright, alright. But yeah, that's the Goodra line's pretty good. Like, Gumi's, actually Sliggoo's the weakest link, but it's, you know. Klefki, literally Pokemon saying, we are definitely starting to, like, that was where they started to feel like they were out of ideas. Like, how about we just make a goddamn key ring? Don't really care about Klefki. Phantump is a cute little ghost, but whatever. However, Trevenant is Trevenant's pretty cool. I like Trevenant, and I like Shiny too, because the Shiny's got white tree with like orange leaves, like it's an actually dying tree, and that's pretty cool. Pumpkaboo, absolutely adore. I actually have a Pumpkaboo plushie. Out of all my Pokemon plushies, it's like my cutest one. Shiny Pumpkaboo is even better, but normal Pumpkaboo is also stupidly cute. It has no right being that cute. Gourgeist, on the other hand, only the shiny one makes it worthwhile. Normal Gourgeist is just kind of meh. Bergmite and Avalugg, honestly, all kind of meh. It's just chunk of ice, flat chunk of ice, and then even Hisu and Avalugg didn't really. I think it's genuinely worse than normal Avalugg because it looks like the ice is melted off of it. And now you got these randomly exposed like brown pieces within the cool. Like at least Avalugg is like a solid piece of ice, so it looks kind of cool. But then Hisuian just, I don't know. I don't like the exposed legs look. Like the head is cooler. It looks like a snowplow more than anything. But it's like that's all. Yeah, don't really care for the Avalugg line. Like they're kind of lame. And to be honest, they don't seem to have anything major going for them anywhere else. So. Noibat. I do like Noibat. It's a cute little like bat. It can go in B. Like it's cute, but it's nothing like to write home about. Does have a nice shiny though. Noivern is really cool. I like Noivern. I do admit though Noivern shiny is a little iffy because it's got that like sickly green that a lot of them get. Which it sucks because in Gen 6 is where they could actually really design good shinies, or that's where they started to be able to. So I feel some Pokemon still just got shafted on that. Like you look at Greninja and then you look at like Noivern, it's like, why did Greninja get this cool thing and Noivern got this thing? Like, I mean, if you like greens and stuff, cool beans, but And look at that, we're almost done with Gen 6 already. It feels like. See, it feels like I almost should just do Gen 7 just to like pad out the video more, but then I'm like, nah, Gen 7's got enough where it could be on its own. And then same with Gen 8, like there's plenty in Gen 8, and then the Hisuians are part of Gen 8 technically, so. Whatever remaining Hisuian Pokemon that aren't already up in the list are just going to be part of Gen 8's business. So, anyway, Xerneas. I like Xerneas' design. It's genuinely really cool. I just hate that they got so overpowered between being like the new super typing and getting a move that just makes you god for like a instant. Yeah. Its shiny is also really cool too because then all the black on its body becomes white, and that's just like it sticks out more. It's good design regardless, but I think normal is actually better for that one because the black and blue just looks better. Yveltal. Yveltal, I freaking love Yveltal. I love it more than Xerneas. Easily. For one, its death means the death of the world, and it just sucks up everything. It's pretty epic. It's also just got a good design. Its shiny is straight up Bacon Bird, as a lot of people have called it, and I agree. The white lines don't look good on Yveltal. Not at all. Zygarde. So base form Zygarde is alright. Also, I hate how they did Zygarde, because in its main generation, it didn't mean shit. Like, because they only added its true form to Gen 7 when we had Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. And could have had it there in its proper generation. And they kind of just said, nah, we're going to make you completely worthless in the generation that you're supposed to matter in. So And like they didn't explain it either. You just after you beat the game, you can go find him, and he's like, "What the hell's this thing?" And then its ability is like, "Okay, so clearly it's the Rayquaza of this generation. It keeps the other two in line." But then it turns out it's like the guardian of nature, and they've straight up not even done anything to like show that for Zygarde, like nothing. And then Gen 7 finally came along and said, "Okay, well here's more about Zygarde." And it's like, "Oh, well why didn't we know this in the generation it came from? Because now we don't care about Gen 6 Pokemon, we care about Gen 7." You know, it's ridiculous how they plan that one. I'll admit. But anyway, Dog Zygarde is kind of okay too. They're both okay. Like they're nothing bad about them. I just don't really care about them. However, Gundam Zygarde is where it's at. Yeah, Gundam Zygarde is the main deal here. Easily top. Shiny Gundam Zygarde is kind of whatever, but just Gundam Zygarde in general just looks so cool. I love how Pokemon Stripe gave us a Gundam. Let's see, that's a Mega. Deontay is what Carbink wishes it could be, and honestly, I agree. Super cute, pretty Pokemon. Like, it's just a pretty Pokemon to look at. Beautiful pink diamond and whatnot. Diamonds are a girl's best friend, you know. Hoopa. Normal Hoopa, don't care. Unbound is just a savagely cool looking Pokemon. And to be honest, I have a soft spot in my heart for, like, genies and the like. Mainly because of Aladdin and Wishmaster. Wishmaster is like the worst form of a genie could possibly be, but then, you know, you got Aladdin's genie, and just both extremes are really nice. But yeah, Unbound Hoopa's hella cool. I love Unbound Hoopa. And the final Pokemon of Gen 6, Volcanion, again, I wish they had done more with Volcanion. Like, they seem to have not really cared too much about Volcanion. I love its design, and I like how it's the first... it's still currently the only fire-water Pokemon, I believe. Unless I'm forgetting something, but it is still 100% one of the coolest designs Pokemon had. And they barely did anything with it. And then they gave it such a weird shiny, like yellow body with like pink accents was just loud. Very loud. Oh, but yeah, that is God, it feels like there should be more, but oh, my nose. Sorry. My nose is all weird today. Anyway. But yeah, that's all of Gen 6. And like I said, to be honest, Gen 6 just feels so small. Like they gave us less Pokemon, but they gave us more features. Like that's where we got the Megas. That's where they put more of the designs into, is all the Megas. Like if we never got Megas, I feel we would have got more Pokemon. We would have gotten like way more Pokemon if they didn't take the time to design Megas. Like instead of Megas, they should have just made these some of these like evolutions of currently existing Pokemon, and others just like maybe they could have started the regional variants in Gen 6. Yeah, now we're about to hit Gen 7. That's crazy. I can't believe we're already there. I've been going crazy on these. Anyway, as usual, if you have opinions that differ from mine, you know, see if you can convince me to join your side on it in the comments. If you like these tier lists, hit the like button. I know they're not the most exciting thing because it's like, yeah, everyone's seen them, everyone, you know, has the thoughts, so why do you care about mine? But hey, if you enjoy it, then cool, you know. Otherwise, like, yeah, I decided I'd finally do it because as much as I love Pokemon, I've never really shared my opinions on each of them individually, or at least the bulk of them. So I figured this would be a good chance to. And to be honest, I'll defend Pokemon every day of the week when it comes to like, because I know right now, especially like Scarlet and Violet are just getting so much hate because they're broken, they're glitching, they're just a big mess right now because they were rushed out as usual. Like Pokemon has this like yearly release schedule, which they don't need really to like keep pumping out generations of Pokemon every year. Like we could have had Gen 8 for like another few years and gotten to the point where we had national decks back in the game before we even thought of another generation, you know? Like they could have kept doing expansions to that. They could have just made it to where more Pokemon were allowed. Pardon me. Again, don't know why my nose is being weird, but Yeah, they could have just slowly integrated more Pokemon back into the game. Maybe it would have changed like the meta game more, like tournament wise. Maybe we could have seen more Pokemon get more sunshine than they've had. Like for instance, some of the Pokemon they brought back still got nothing because they were like, the problem is this Pokemon came back, sure, but it still sucks, and there's nothing to support it. But maybe over time, if they brought more of its friends back with it, it'd been like, oh, okay, now this Pokemon can do stuff because now some of its former friends are here. You know, like I think they brought Jinx back because of the Crown Tundra, but the problem is Jinx is still just Jinx. Nothing to write home about. But maybe if it had more support from like some of its old friends that weren't brought back, maybe could have done some more stuff. But anyway, enough of my rambling. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you look forward to the next one, two, three left. So we're almost there, and then I'm gonna get back to like actual gameplay and stuff. But yeah, if you haven't subscribed, I would like to. That'd be super cool. Otherwise, until next time, have a good one.